All right, y'all. Welcome to another episode of Sanusi Life. My name is Adewale Wilkie Jr. Please review us, rate us, give us a 5-star. Don't be a hater. Today, I'm going to talk about Thundercats. That's right, Thundercats. One of the greatest cartoons ever made, man. It's the sickest cartoon ever. Like, just as this is how much I love Thundercats. I made the Thundercats sword, the Sword of Omens. That's right. We're going to get into detail about this section right here. But, you know, things that, before we get into this podcast, right, because you can see the excitement on my face. Things we're going to, before I get into this podcast, we're going to thank our sponsors. This Sound Vision podcast is brought to you by Tiegler. If you need executive services from plumbers to pediatricians and everything in between, that's Tiegler. Get your search on Tiegler.com. That's Tiegler.com. Don't wait, search today. Tiegler, one of the best search engines out there. Owned and directed by owner Adetag Bouquet, is one of the best search engines out there. We connected with them because we felt like they would be of benefit to Sound Vision Podcast. We joined forces, and anytime you join forces with a great company like Tiegler, you're definitely your platform, your profile is going to rise. I'm already seeing it in our podcast viewership. I'm seeing it in the viewership on the website. So I know joining forces with Tiegler has been of benefit, and hopefully them joining forces with Sound Vision and all our followers that I have are also checking them out too. So that's TieglerSearch.com, yo. That's Tiegler.com. Get your search on today at Tiegler.com. And this podcast also brought to you by Anadale Foot and Ankle. Don't live with foot pain. Let Anadale Foot and Ankle make your feet happy again. That's AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. That's AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. Like I stated before, I always got these in every pair of custom bottoms that I wear because I don't wear anybody else's shoes but my own now. And these custom orthotics designed to my feet, designed by Dr. Nero So they the owner of Anadale. Custom orthotics I've been pain-free for I don't know how many years. 8 years going on now, probably 10. No pain-free. Sometimes I can even go without my custom orthotics, but why bother when I can wear these awesome custom orthotics? So join forces with Dr. Neil so they let him check out your feet, see what's going on. Surgery is not always needed. I didn't need surgery. He looked at it. He realized that what was missing was good custom orthotics and great shoes. So the Bata's foot line that I have is the great shoe, and then join forces with these custom orthotics. You got you a winner. So that's AnadaleCenter.com for detail. Make your appointment today if you're in the Frisco, Dallas, Texas area. The #1 foot specialist in the galaxy. So check it out. AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. AnadaleCenter.com for details, y'all. As I stated before, I'm really excited talking about Thundercats. One of the greatest cartoons ever made, period. 1980s. Some saying maybe the 1980s or 1990s golden era, but I don't know, man. They're both great eras, but some fantastic cartoons came out. And I've already talked about some other fantastic cartoons from the 80s in the past. Talked about Ronin Warriors. That's definitely one of them that I talked about. But today I'm going to talk about Thundercats, and the things that I'm going to focus on are the origins, the history, the characters in the cartoon series, comics, where I saw some, toys. Yes, toys were spent a little time on toys because a lot of toys were made from Thundercats, from the Thunder Tank to, I wish I had the Thunder Tank with me right now. You know what I mean? But I don't have it on me. I don't have it here. And then, of course, last but not least, the animation. So the things that I want to talk about were the origins of Thundercats. As you know, the Thundercats came from the planet Thundera. It exploded. As it was exploding, so I'm going to tell you the story. They were on Thundera. The planet was self-erupting. And so in order to escape, the Thundercats, who are kind of like the upper echelon class of the planet of Thundera, get on the ship. So you got Jaga, the lead dog. You know what I mean? He's the leader of the Thundercats. You got Panthro, Tigra, Shitara, Wily Cat, Snarf, and of course Lionel when he was a child, right? And so they get on this ship. They leave Thundera. Thundera explodes literally as they're jetting out of there. It's kind of insane, and they're leaving the planet. And so as they're leaving the planet, the time capsules, in order to make it to where they're going, they have to choose a planet to get to, and that planet was going to be Third Earth. But in order to get there, they would have to put the ship in autopilot. And so Jaga says there's no way that this ship is in its condition, is gonna make it to Third Earth in auto drive. So guess what? He says everybody has to go into the capsules. Well, in going into the capsules, Jaga says all of you going into the capsules, period. Nobody, no August, no nothing. I'm in charge here. I'm telling y'all I'm the oldest, so I'm going to decide who's going to do what. So everybody has to go into the capsules. Lionel, everybody begrudgingly goes into the capsules. And next thing you know, Jaga's sitting there piloting the ship. And by the time they arrive on Third Earth, man, he's decaying. He's pretty much, he's dead. He dies. as the ship goes. He could no longer steer the ship, so his aura, his essence, is only thing left, right? But before that, they literally are given ornaments, I guess, weapons that they're going to be using. So Panther is given the nunchucks, Chitara is given the bow stick, Tiger is given the bolo whip, and of course they're given their costumes. Wily Kid and Wildcat are given separate different little gadgets that they throw around, as you've seen, just like you see in the cartoon, capsules and all kinds of cool stuff like that. And then of course Lion, wait for him, is the Sword of Omens. You know what I'm saying? The symbol of the Thundercats. And so when they get to Third Earth, the ship crashes and everybody's all knocked out, and the only person that's actually awake is Lionel. He wakes up first, and when he gets there, when he wakes up, he's like, wait, he wakes up and he's huge, like he's no longer a child anymore. And they're like, and he's like, what in the hell, and where in the hell are we? And then all of a sudden the spirit of Jaga comes around, and he's like talking to him. He's like, oh, it's Jaga. And he's like, Jaga, I'm grown. He's like, well, you are grown. And then next thing you know, the mutants come on the planet, man. It's a hot mess. I'm just talking like the Thundercats are laid out. Lionel's got to go find the Sword of Omens, and that Snarf still's trying to talk to him like he's a little kid, but he ain't a little kid no more, you know. And then when Lionel gets when Lionel finally fights the Sword of Omens, of course he says thunder, 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 Thundercats. Oh, and as you know, the Thundercats sword that I got in my hand right here. Yeah, I know you're curious. Oh, don't worry, we're gonna talk about this a lot more later in the toy section. I couldn't find the toy. I couldn't find this. I made it myself. You know what I mean? But that's just one of the many stories today. But then Lionel wakes up the other Thundercats, and they fight the mutants. The first fight on Third Earth, they fight the mutants. They fight the mutants on Third Earth. But before I forget that, the mutants actually, while the Thundercats were in space, the Thundercats get attacked. That's exactly why the ship was having problems and couldn't autopilot itself. The mutants attacked them, and they made a giant hole in the side port of the ship of Thundercat, on the Thundercat ship, and then invaded them. And then the only way they were able to beat them was because Lionel accidentally picks up the Sword of Omens, and he's able to, you know, do the sword energy and whatever you want to call it, and all of a sudden the mutants get out here. Only a nerd like myself would say sword energy. That's really what it was. He went like thunder, 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 and then the sword just like did the work for him and got rid of the mutants, right? And then Panther and Tiger and Chitara were busy whooping them in the deck or whatever. And then so when the mutants run back into their ship, now there's a giant hole in the Thundercat ship, right? So that's what made them to land on Third Earth, like I was telling y'all. And so when they get on Third Earth, not back to where I was, right? So Lionel wakes up the other Thundercats, and he's like, oh man, we're in a lot of trouble. So he wakes them up, and the next thing you know, the Thundercats are going at the mutants again, and then they defeat the mutants this time, right? First battle, of course, not a war, first battle. They beat them, and then the mutants run away. But then everybody's looking at Lionel like, what the hell, he's grown. And then he thinks he is grown, but he still has the mind of a child, right? And so they have to settle on Third Earth now, and he thinks he's the leader of Thundercats, but he's the leader. But he has to get counsel from Panther, Tiger, and Chitara specifically. And Wily Kid and Wildcat are still kids, which till today I've never fathomed why that stayed that way. But hey, it is what it is, right? And then so all of a sudden, they're on Thundera. They wake up to defeat the mutants, and they have to make a home for themselves. And guess what they do? They build the official Cat's Lair, which is how the origins of Thundercats came. Thundercats was actually created in it's a cartoon that was created by Arthur Rankin Bass Jr. Let me see here. Let's look at the origins of Thundercats. So I get y'all right here. So look, Thundercats actually went from, I know I told the origin story, but Thundercats actually started in 1985 and finished in 1989. You know, I'm gonna show y'all DVD collection. Look, yeah, that's right. Volume 1 and Volume 2. I don't play when it comes to Thundercats. You know what I'm saying? I don't play. We're going to talk about this later on in the animation section, but you know I had to brush that out. I had to let you know how I was rolling. You know what I'm saying? I don't play. So the Thundercats is an American media franchise featuring fictional character cat-like humanoids, which you already know, right? It was created by Ted Wolfe and featured the animation television series Thundercats, running from 1985 to 1985. It ran from 1985 to 1989, which was animated by Japanese studio Pacific Animation. Told you, Japanese. That's why I love my Thundercats. And then it was co-produced by Rankin and Bass Productions. Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass produced it. It was an incredible cartoon. Like I told you, the origins, right? And so that's really how like the Thundercats came about, the whole history of the whole thing. Very few cartoons from the 80s are still as important as they are today. in terms of origin story, something that you create from 1985, y'all. That's how far back the Thundercats go. So
I just knew it! Stand back and do as I say, boy!
Who are you? You're not from Thundera. You're not one of us. I was foolish to trust you. What do you want?
Everything! I want it all, and before this day is done, I shall have it!
The sword will not obey you, and without it, you are no match for me.
Hold! Your tongue speaks faster than your brain can think. Hold and behold! We have met before, boy, and I remember. Thunder! 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 Thundercats!
I have never seen the likes of such a storm.
It's not a storm, it's a cataclysm.
No, it is something more. We are needed.
The mystic sword of omens cannot be used for evil deeds. Attempt it and know the wrath of Jargon.
that's the history. Now let's talk about the history of the Thundercats, right? Okay, so the original Thundercats show was animated in Japan, right? While being produced by and written and voiced in American United States, which was not uncommon because that's what it was. Of course, it's an American cartoon, but the animation was done by the Japanese. Man, the Japanese, they're the best animators. I don't want to hear nothing, man. That's why I love Thundercats so much, because it really helped me to inspire me to create the Card of Assassin universe. Even till today, I still believe Thundercats has the best animation intro I have ever seen. It is so sick, you know what I mean? And so the series was distributed by Rankin and Bass Productions, then parent company of Telepictures, which would later merge to linear television, 1986. But pretty much the history of Thundercats is when the Thundercats arrive on Third Earth, the new Third Earth, right? So now, and of course, I've told you about the creators of Thundercats, Ted Wolf, of course, being the main center of it. But then he joined forces with Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. So when you have these amazing, talented minds that are putting this stuff together, of course, it was produced by Warner Brothers. They had their background. Well, no, not produced. Would eventually assume the distribution show. The Warner Brothers. So Warner Brothers now eventually has the control of the show. Hopefully they do the right things with it, because you know they're notorious for doing dumb stuff. But either way it goes, right? So the history of Thundercats. Now the history really begins. Their new history continues on, should I say, when they arrive on Third Earth. And what are they facing? Villains like Mamra, the mutants, of course, Spidera. I mean, dude, you name it. Mandora, the evil chaser. She's not evil chaser. She's actually a bounty hunter who hunts criminals. But you know, the Thundercats get on Earth. Now they have to make new friends. Of course, one of the best friends that they make up is with the Robot Burbles, right? Who are amazing engineers. And guess what they get them to do? Join forces with Thundercats so they can build the new Cat Slayer. And man, this Cat Slayer is off the chain. Yeah, y'all see it right here. Cat Slayer right there on the center, man. God, Cat Slayer. Let me tell y'all something. I got no shame in saying this. I would actually build my house to look like Cat Slayer. I've always dreamed of that. I'd literally have the paw coming up like this when I went to park my car. That's how nerdy I am, man. I'm telling you, the Thunder Tank is coming into play when I get my money. I'm telling you, I don't care about no Ferrari. I just want the Thunder Tank, Batmobile, Turtle Van. I'm a nerd for real. You know what I mean? And so, like, the Thundercats, they're on Third Earth. They join forces with the Robot Burbles. They help them build the Cat Slayer. And of course, Panther, of course, comes up with the greatest vehicle I've ever seen since, other than the vehicle that I created for the Card of Assassins, Thunder Tank. The coolest, the sickest, coolest vehicle I've ever seen in my life. I'm like, this thing is so sick. Then, of course, they built Cat Slayer. They got the Thunder Tank. And they're living on Third Earth, but they have to fight all these different people, from the mutants to Spidera, to the many characters, Safari Joe. Now my brain is just, you know what? I'm gonna go through this DVD, see if I can find some Ghost Warrior, Doomgaze. There was an episode. This lady named Tashi. She joins forces with Mamra, and they're over there putting the Doomgaze on people. Basically, she uses the Doomgaze on people, to, especially men characters, to make them like fall into, so they can do evil stuff. And then of course the Crystal Queen. I mean, they traveled Mongor. You know what I mean? Retilla. Wolf Rat. You know what I'm saying? And then there's many other characters that they join forces with. Thundercat, the samurai. Who else? I'm trying to think. The Thundercutter. Because the history of Thundercats, they have to literally. Oh, and then season 4, they have to fight the. Oh my God, what are they called? My brain just went blank right now, y'all. Of course, the main villain being Mamra. He was the main antagonist all the time. And of course, Demolisher. I'm trying to think who else. They have to go to Tuscania to help Tomagard the Tusker. The Shanin was like a genie that they found. You know what I mean? It was this show, like their history, their whole life literally changed. They literally had to relive their life all over again when they got to Third Earth. It was like they tried to rebuild Thundera on Third Earth. And once their home got demolished, there was really nothing they could do. They couldn't even go back. The only thing left was a time capsule, which was a time capsule episode. I believe it was like, let me see here, y'all. Come on, let me see. Time capsule. Let's see here. I know. Okay, yeah. Season, let me see. Season 1, Volume 3, disc 3, Time Capsule. It's an episode where Lionel travels back to the past, and then Jaga says, and he figures out what happens to Thundera. And then that's when they find out what happened with the whole Thunder with the. That's how he finds out what happened to the Thundercats. Lionel up until that point didn't know a doggone thing about what happened to Thundera. You know what I mean? But that's the history of the Thundercats is like they literally have to relive their entire life. They lose one home and then have to build a new home in Thundera. And I remember watching the last episode, which is called the Book of Omens. It was a trip, man. Like the Thundercats, the whole thing ended in they ended up going back to Thundera and creating a new Thundera. So literally we're able to I don't want to call it refurbish, but remake Thundera and make it more make it more livable. And so from then on they made new Thundercats, Bengali, Linkso, what's the lady's name? Oh my God. Y'all have to give me a second. Let me find these shoot, I'm about to find some names around here. Y'all hold up a second. Bengali. Let's see here. Let's see. Bengali, Linkso. What's her name? I know. There we go. Pumaira. That's it. Pumaira is the last one I'm leaving out. They get to join them in second season. And they fought, of course, other villains like Hammerhand. But it was just like an awesome cartoon. Like their whole life has to be relived on Third Earth. And like they make friends with the warrior maidens. Oh my God. This cartoon is just bringing back memories like crazy, man. I'm actually watching it on Hulu right now. If you have Hulu, you can get your Thundercats on. You know what I mean? I'm trying to see if I got them over here on my banner. Come on, tell me I got them on my banner. I know I do. Tell me. Yes, I do. Right there. Y'all see them? Look at them right there. Thundercats. Oh yeah, that's right. You know what I'm saying? I told you I don't play with the Thundercats, man. It costs those cats. You can definitely get this post I've been showing you on my website. You know what I mean? But yo, that's the history of the Thundercats. I mean, you talk about a cartoon where it spanned over 4 years. It had 60 episodes each season, right? Which was 2 seasons. And I'm checking on Hulu right now. 2 seasons, 60 episodes. Dude, that's literally 10 seasons in this era. They ain't making cartoons like that no more, man. The production on this cartoon was so sick. Like, it was a Japanese style cartoon. Till today, there is nothing. I can't think of 5 cartoons better than Thundercats. I can't even think of 5 cartoons as good as Thundercats. You have Turtles from the 1980s. You have Thundercats. You have X-Men. You have Gargoyles. I'm talking like legit Gundam Wing. Like legit just beast mode cartoons. Like Thundercats was so advanced, it was ridiculous. And to actually believe it was made in the 1980s is even more incredible. Like, think of any cartoon that came in 2010. There's not any that can touch it. You have to go into the 90s to find anything. And X-Men is the only thing. X-Men, maybe Gundam Wing, you know what I mean? And Gargoyles are probably the only thing that can mess with it. But the other stuff was in the 1980s. Ronin Warriors, Brave Star. I mean, Thundercats was all, and then the characters themselves, which I'm eventually going to get to. You Yo, it is the sickest cartoon I've ever seen. So that's the history of the Thundercats right there. Next.
Friends help each other. So that's it. Warp gas.
I thought the Interstellar Council ruled against warp gas.
When did the mutants ever go by the rules?
Rules are only meaningful if people agree to follow them. Otherwise, they're just words.
Oh no! Lion-O! Get back, Lion-O!
These poor creatures can't help what they're doing, Lion-O. You mustn't fight them. I won't fight them. But the Lord of the Thundercats can't run.
Lion-O! Pride can be a good thing, but...
Are the characters. And man, when I say characters, these characters are awesome. Lion-O, Panthro, Tigra, Jaga, Wily Kit, Wily Cat, Chitara, Snarf, and of course the mutants led by Slive, Monkeyan, Jackalman, Vulture-Man, and of course Mamra himself. And then, I'm going to focus on the main villains. I'm not trying to step outside the box too much on this one, right? So let's start off with Lion-O, leader of the Thundercats, right? Lion-O, of course, is a kid. He's let's show y'all Lion-O for those who don't know, because I'd be so shocked if people don't know who Lion-O was. That's Lion-O right there. He's the leader of the Thundercats. He's got the Sword of Omens and the Claw Shield, right? So Lion-O's the leader of the Thundercats. He's actually his father is Claudius, dies on Thundera, right? And then Jaga's sort of like his I've always seen Jaga as sort of his grandfather, to be honest with y'all. And so Lion-O had to become a leader of the Thundercats like as soon as he landed on Third Earth. But he was a kid throughout the whole time when he was going from Thundera into Third Earth. And when he gets from Thundera until they arrive on Third Earth. And once he gets on Third Earth, he's grown. But his mind isn't grown. So he has a man's body but a kid's mind. So he has to learn how to become a man. And in trying to become the leader of the Thundercats, he has to go through trials. Trial of, what's it called? Oh, I know what this thing is called. Give me a second. Oh, yeah, I'm about to find out right now. Y'all give me a second, because there's important parts of Thundercats that matter. A lot of people don't know. So he has to go through trials of anointment, and the trials of anointment include the first trial of strength, which he goes against Panthro. The trial of anointment, second day, trial of speed, he goes against Chitara, which was totally nuts. And then trial of third day, trial of cunning, he goes against Tigra. He goes against Wily Kid and Wily Cat. And they give him that work. And of course, the final trial of anointment, the trial of mind power, he goes against Tigra. Man, when I tell you these were some trials, yo. And this whole trial thing is in volume 2. You know what I mean? So he's over there like learning because in the Thundercat lore, you can't just become Lord of the Thundercats without earning the position. You have to defeat all your people on your team, and then you become the leader. So Lion-O goes through this thing. I remember when he was fighting Panther on the cliff. He literally was going strength for strength with Panther. I was like, what? How are you holding up against Panther? Panther's like the strongest like dude ever. And he held up against Panther. Then he had to go up against Chitara in speed. I was like, but the thing about beating Chitara was she can only go so fast for maybe like a quarter mile. But Panther, I think it's just cartoons, but there's no way he could have beaten Chitara. But he did in the cartoon. He beats her. More of a long distance run versus the short distance excuse me, yo, speed run, right? And then of course, Trial of Cunning, the twins, Wily Kid and Wily Cat, man, they did this dude dirty, gum in his face, traps with gum, traps with mud on the floor. It was all kinds of mess that Wily Kid and Wily Cat put Lionel through. Then of course, the final trial of Mind, Lionel had to figure out the illusions that Tiger was putting out there so he could actually defeat Tiger. Man, it was trippy, man. And then of course, always linking up with, always having Jaga by his side and giving him counsel about how to go about things. And Lionel, as the episodes went, he learned to be the leader of the Thundercats, and then the Thundercats themselves learned to follow his lead. You know what I mean? But you know, prior to the trial of anointments, the anointment trials, he wasn't gonna be leading nothing unless he passed it. So you know, I remember he was gonna punk out, and Panther looked at him like this, and you just gonna quit, huh? Like a buster. And I guess he didn't want to look like no buster, so Lionel kept on going. But you know, Lionel is so sick. Then, of course, let's talk about the Sword of Omens that he commands, right? The Sword of Omens is a sword given to him, which was only held by Jaga himself, right? And so, of course, he has the claw shit, which allows him to do all kinds of stuff. Like, he can shoot ropes out of it. He can climb walls and stuff like that with one hand. But then the Sword of Omens can give you sight beyond sight. So you're able to see visions through the front, through the future, or what's going to actually happen at that very moment. And then, of course, the sword itself is the reason how Lion was able to call the other Thundercats. So when he goes, thunder, 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 Thundercats, oh, and then, you know, he does like that, and all the Thundercats, their eyes glow yellow, and then they're all called to wherever he's at. So wherever the symbol of the Thundercats ends up at is where Lion was in trouble at. And so whenever he calls the Thundercats, boom, all of them just show up on the scene, man. You know what I mean? So that's Lion, man, leader of the Thundercats.
So far, so good. Spoke too soon. This calls for a Sword of Omens special. Thundercats!
Lionel's in trouble.
You're no work of art yourself, you scaly reptile. Let's see what you've got, Slithe. Had enough, reptilian?
I am unarmed, Thundercat. Dare you face me the same way?
I prefer it. We'll finish this hand to hand.
Next up is Panthro. Man, he's the engineer, the clever, the intelligent, the inventor of the team. That's Panthro right there, man. Oh my God. Yeah, as you can see, I redrew some of the costumes, man. Panthro, but I'm gonna get original with y'all so y'all can see what's up. Lionel right there, y'all. Y'all see Lionel right there. You know what I mean? Now let's see if we can find Panthro for y'all. So we keep this thing 100. That's what's up right here. Where we at? Here we go. Now, next up is Panthro. You have to show you the old school right there. You know what I mean? Panthro, he's the engineer on the team. Super strong, super intelligent, super creative. And yeah, he had to be a brother. There's no way Panther wasn't a brother. I've been arguing that since the day I've been watching Thundercats. I said, that dude got to be a brother. Panther got to be a brother because you can't be inventing all this cool stuff and not. I mean, this dude was creating some stuff. And of course, and aside from his strength, his intelligence and creativity, he's an amazing engineer. He's the guy who comes up with the design concepts for their vehicles. Even part of Kite Slayer was actually designed, was also constructed by him too. Of course, Tiger being the architect. But Panthro, the Thunder Tank is the reason, is their mobile battle base, I guess you can call it like that, right? And he creates the Thunder Tank so that they can have something flowing. So not only can the Thunder Tank drive on land, it can go into the water. It can go submarine mode, just like an episode called Tomagov Tuska. You know, like when they have to go over there or when they have to find Hammerhand. You know what I'm saying? The Thunder Tank can go on water, man. The Thunder Tank can go into the volcano. I remember that episode called Split all that glitters, when the sword is broken, and then Lionel was trying to fix it by jumping into the heat, and then Panther had to go save him because he had to drive the Thunder Tank into a volcano. Man, that thing was trying to melt the Thunder Tank, but the Thunder Tank held up, man. Thunder Tank's arms came out like that. He grabbed Lionel and then pulled him back in. I mean, the Thunder Tank is off the chain. Of course, not to mention it can bite too, man. I mean, the Thunder Tank is just straight beast mode off the chain. You know, Panther is the dude that, without Panther, the sky sleds, the kids' hoverboards, a lot of the technology inside Cat's lair. See, Tiger is just the architect, but Panther is actually the guy who builds the thing. Him and joining forces with the Robert Bevels to build Cat's lair. So all his tools, all the weapons, all the gadgets, all the stuff that the Thundercats have, all Panther. You know how useless they would be without Panther, man? They'd be straight useless. Panther is that dude on this team. You know what I mean? I love Panther. He's the sickest. He's a sick ass character. And then of course he had his own episode when Mamra cloned him, and then everybody thought Panther had done something evil, but it wasn't actually Panther. It was actually an evil clone. You know, it was, God, this cartoon was so sick. Panther is probably my favorite Thundercat, just because of the Thunder Tank. You know what I mean? He created a Thunder Tank. It was over after that. You know what I mean? You know, and then Lionel is probably my second favorite Thundercat. You know what I mean? So that's Panther right there.
The Thundercat signal. Get in, Chitara.
Thundercats are on the move. Thundercats are loose. It's coming from out there.
Right by that very unfriendly-looking ship.
I hope we can swim out there in time.
Stay in your seat, Chitara. Made a small modification on the old tank last week that I forgot to tell you about.
Anything this kitty car can't do?
It's user-friendly, it is.
Whoa. Sounds like it needs a tune-up, though.
Care for another little spin, Monkeyin?
Anything I can see, I can hit.
This isn't the time to branch out, Monkeyin.
Next up is Tigra. There, that's Tigra right there. For y'all wondering, that's Tigra right there. Mr. AKA Bolo Whip. Oh, before I forget, Panther's choice of weapons are the nunchucks. And then, of course, you see those spikes on his shoulder. Panther could always bolt them out, and then it could lock him into the ground. So if ever it was too windy or he was going to lose balance, he could hook himself down, man. You know what I mean? And you got to see that test when they were fighting when the anointed tried anointment. He actually used his spikes, and then also again he used it again when they were fighting when he was fighting Monkeyin when Gatoro was here. Excuse me. But back to Tigra. He's the architect on the team. He's sort of the nerd on the team. Very intellectual type of cat. Very studious type of dude. He has the Bolo Whip, and that Bolo Whip, he can do different things. He can go invisible with it. He can throw flames at you. I remember when he whooped Monkeyin in episode called Slaves of Castle Plunder, where he was hitting it with the Bolo Whip, and he took his shield from him. He took Monkey's shield. He took Monkey's everything, and Monkeyin tried to jump on the trees and get away from him. And Tiger just threw that Bolo Whip, and that thing caught him and destroyed the branch and threw him down. Man, Tiger is the architect of the team. He's the one who actually designed Cat's lair. For y'all wondering, if you never knew that, go watch episode. What's this thing called? Episode. Let me see here. Episode 3, season 1. The Burbles. You get to find out how Panther joined forces with the robot Berbers to design the cat's lair. He's the architect of the team, so he's also sort of like the wisdom guy. Now that I'm talking about it, you know what I'm saying? He was voiced by Peter Newman. So Tiger was voiced by Peter Newman, and then of course Lionel was voiced by Larry Kenney, and then Panther was voiced by Early Heyman. Let's see. Yep, Early Heyman. He was voiced by Early Heyman. So that's Tiger right there, the bowler whip guy, the architect on the team. And then next.
Submit to a superior power, Chitara. There is nothing you can do. Join us, Chitara. With your master trapped in the Time War prison, you will need our protection.
The Doom Gaze! It fails!
How can it be? Summon up your powers!
Your mystical powers have no effect on me. You may mesmerize men with your evil beauty, but I am a woman. You hold no mystery.
Next up is Chitara. Oh my god. She's voiced by Lynn Limpton. But Chitara is the speedster on the team. Very intelligent, very beautiful. She was the first female superhero that I saw, because you can see the Thundercats are superheroes that I saw that was actually not what's the word? She wasn't sexualized. You got to see all her abilities, her strength, her intelligence, her beauty, everything that she is as a woman, right? And she didn't play second fiddle to nobody on the team, because she always had an input. She was always the center of the solutions all the time. I mean, her speed is off the chain. I remember one of the coolest things was in Doomgaze when Tashi was mesmerizing all the dudes on the team, and then Chitara, because she couldn't manipulate women, was able to take Tashi's clothes from her and get it off of her so she could be flown back to the ship that was in space to put her back in the Doomgaze prison, in the Gaze prison. And Chitara, even on the episode called, and she has, another thing, she has mental telepathic powers. Aside from her speech, she has telepathic powers, so she can see things. Visual. I remember this one episode where there was a spaceship that landed on Third Earth, and it was messing her head up, man. It was making her to untrust herself, and to make her not trust herself, because it was showing her visions that weren't actually happening. And so whenever the Thundercats would go to the visions of what she was saying, it would be like, what the hell, Chitara? There's nothing here. And then she realized that they finally figured out that it was a ship that was messing with her head. And so Panther and everybody, and Lionel and Tigra and the rest of the kids, Wildcat and Wildcat, had to go and save the day and help her mind. But Chitara's speed she's super. I'm talking, forget 60 miles per hour, bro. She be moving like at, I don't know, probably like she probably moves like at, oh my god, what are we talking about here? Like maybe 200 miles per hour, maybe even 300 miles per hour, because she be moving. Man, I remember this episode, like I told you, in Doomgate, she had to get in front of everybody, and she was scratching the trees, and she was out of there, man. But Chitara's speed is second to none. I remember this episode with when they come about Tuscania. Oh yeah, when she go in against Jackalman, this dude didn't know how fast she was. And aside from using that speed, she got that bow stick, man. She can put it on you, boy. She just like she whooped Jackalman so bad, dude, in the forest. This dude was like, he was so slow, he hit the wall. It's like, man, your nose just hit the wall. And she started laughing at him, man. But Chitara, oh my god, Chitara, she's one of the first few female characters that was seen as the entire gambit. They didn't try to pigeonhole her. They didn't try to typecast her. They let her be everything that a woman can be. And so that's what made Chitara's probably one of the first superhero characters, female super characters ever. I can't think of any other female character that had the kind of range that she had, because they wasn't giving too much range on the characters, man. So Chitara is all that in the bag of chips, man. So that's Chitara for me right there. Next.
So what's the big deal about height?
My eyes!
Yeah, and if you're wily enough, being
So,
just gets...
is Wily Kid and Wily Cat, the two kids. So, Wily Kid and Wily Cat. That's Wily Kid right there. That's, Wily Cat, Wily Kids. See, unlike Lion-O, they never grew up. they just stuck as kids, man. It never made any sense to me. See, look. So y'all can see them. Look. Wily Cats, Wily Kids. You can see them on the hoverboards on my drawing. So if you want this poster, it's available on soundvision.com. Different sizes, 11 by 17, 13 by 19, even canvas, and of course 24 by 36 sizes. You know what I mean? But yo, Wily Kid and Wily Cat are pranksters of the team. They got these little capsules in their pocket. Their main thing is to eat, cause chaos, and don't let the older ones get any rest. You know what I mean? They're always in some kind of mess, man. Whether it's Wily Cat getting trapped in the tower of traps, or Wily Kid going out into the middle of Third Earth on a hoverboard, not knowing where she's going, but just trying to prove herself. It's insane, man. But the Wily Kids and Wily Kid and Wily Cat, they're like the chaos. And even when they were fighting Lion-O the trial of Cunning, they gave that dude that work, man. Lion-O barely beat them because they trapped him. Like, they made him have to go into this area where there was a bunch of characters, a bunch of third Earthians that were blind and they couldn't see. And they got him trapped almost in a volcano. Like, Wily Kid and Wily Cat, they're pretty formidable youngsters. They're like the Teen Titans on the team, basically. They're the youngsters on the team, and they make it happen, man. Wily Kid and Wily Cat are amazing characters. They were, without them, even though they're not the central figures, but without them, the show wouldn't have been the same because they were like these kids that they were babysitting basically all the time. And so, like I told you, the only thing they ever did was eat, play games, and eat some more. You know what I mean? Wily Kid and Wily Cat, man, the pranksters of the team. You know what I mean? They off the chain.
Gone forever because of you.
Jaga! But I don't understand.
You have brought down the curse of Malthus by doing the one thing that robs the sacred blade of its powers. You used it to attack a fellow Thundercat.
But I didn't know it was Tigra. It was all a trick by Mumra.
You acted hastily, Lion-O. You struck out of anger before you knew what you were striking at.
You're right, Jaga. I should have been sure before I acted. But cannot a broken blade be reforged?
Yes, in only one way. The great volcano near here, a dwarf star fell into its heart long ago. Only in that terrible heat, only in starfire, can the sword be reforged. But no living being can withstand such heat. Thus the sword's power is forever lost.
Is Jaga. He's the elder statesman of the team, even though he passed away. Right? That's Jaga right there on top, right there. As you can see, that's Jaga right there. Then I'm gonna show him to you again on the poster. Look at it. That's Jaga right there. You know what I mean? Jaga. He's sort of like Lion-O's grandfather, right? That's how I see him because Claudius is Lion-O's father, but Jaga was a mentor to Claudius, and so when Claudius was lost to them in Third Earth, he kind of took over as the father role figure, but that role didn't last that long because he died on the ship as they were making their way from Thundera to Third Earth. So he died on the ship and passed away. But then his figure, his essence, always showed up when Lion-O needed him to give Lion-O counsel. Whether it was in the episode of Doomgaze, whether it was when Lion-O was first arrived on Third Earth and he was like, "What is going on? Why am I so big?" Whether it was him coming out to fight another fellow great Thundercat called on this episode called the Ghost Warrior. Let me see what. Yep, on the episode called the Ghost Warrior. The Tuskar, in front of Tuskar, he had a tusk in his mouth, and Jaga had to come defeat him because the Thundercats weren't strong enough to fight him. So it would have to be a ghost against the ghost, man. And man, Jaga gave him that work. Now you got to see why Jaga was that dude. And then of course Jaga was always there whenever Lion-O needed him, giving him counsel, giving him advice, being like an original Thundercat, the original OG basically for Lion-O. I mean, Jaga, without Jaga, I can't tell how many times Lionel would have fell into would have just lost. I remember this one episode in the one I called All the Glitters, when Lionel smashed the Sword of Omens because he used it on a fellow Thundercat. Then he created a curse called Curse of Batas. And Dagger told Lionel, in order to fix this sword, you're gonna have to go into the volcano and fix it. And so, man, it was a hot mess. But like I said, even one time when Jaga got caught up in a thing called Astral Prison, and Lionel had to go get Jaga in the prison thing. But in the cartoons, Jaga's character was always like a conscience of the Thundercats. Even though the only person that could see him was Lionel, but he was there to give counsel, man. And as the episodes went, all 2 awesome episodes of it, all 120 episodes of awesomeness, Jaga was there from the beginning to the end. Even though the last episode, Book of Omens, you got to see him giving advice to Lionel. So Jaga right there, man, he's that OG basically. That's what he is of the team. He's the OG of the team. And then
Thundercats are loose. Now for a taste of your own medicine. Good riddance to bad rubbish.
And last up for the Thundercats is Snarf. Yeah, I didn't want to leave him out. I know you thought I was going to leave him out, but that's Snarf right there. The little dog-looking thing. Yeah, for all you don't know. And yes, Snarf could talk. And look right here. That's Snarf right there. You know what I mean? It's kind of like Lionel's babysitter. Except he gets on his baby. Except Lionel sometimes tells him, you're an annoying babysitter. But you know, Snarf is the crook of the team. He's the least skilled. Oh, excuse me, if I forget. Wily Kid is voiced by Lynn Limpin. And then I already told you Tiger is voiced by Peter Newman. Jaga is voiced by Earl Hammond. And then let me see here. Snarf is voiced by Bob McCain. Because in this, oh, and I don't want to forget, there's no Wily Cat. Let's see if I can find more characters, y'all. Okay, there we go. Okay. There we go. Oh my God, I'm looking at all the characters. So Shitara voiced Wily Kid and Limpton voiced Shitara and Wily Kid. So I'm gonna get back to that later on once I get to the end. You know what I mean? But Peter Newman was voiced Tiger, and so Thundercats. So now the last person is Snarf. Snarf was voiced by Bob McFadden. He's, like I said, he's the cook of the team. He started off as Lionel's babysitter, sort of like nanny. But as Lionel got older, Lionel learned the nanny. So now, as the episodes went, you always saw Snarf with Lionel kind of there to try to be his bodyguard. I'm like, how you trying to protect bodyguard Lionel who's got the Sword of Omens? It never made any sense, but it's kind of cool. And so every time Lionel and Snarf would go out, some one way or another, Snarf was saving Lionel, which was the trippy part. You know what I mean? I guess the way they wrote the cartoon, I remember he saved him from Hammerhand. I remember when all the Thundercats got captured by Momra and their eyes were closed, he had to go in there with the help of all the creatures from Third Earth. Whether it was the spiders, whether it was the unicorn forest people. I mean, it was just insane. Snarf is not to be underestimated. I'm going to put you that way. You know what I mean? Because Snarf, the reason why he's able to do so many things is because he's underestimated. I remember when they were fighting the Crystal Queen, Snarf had to go help get, he forgot to charge the Thunder Tank, the Thundrillium batteries, right? And so then Lionel's like, Panther's like, man, you really are getting old in your old age. And Lion Snarf is like, damn. Snarf is like, damn. So he felt down on himself, but it wasn't because till he got back to the cat's lair and he was able to tell the other Thundercats what was going on, they were able to save the day. So Snarf is not to be underestimated, even though he's not the truth in 10 quarters, but he is still a badass dude. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So that's what's up.
Enough of this fooling around. Come on out, Chitara, and we'll fight it out. woman to woman, or are you scared? Scared? I'll show you scared. Clever stuff, Chitara, but not as clever as this.
Next up is Pumara, Bengali, and Linkso. They were all part of like the new set of Thundercats that came in after there was like this Thundercats movie, and then all of a sudden, like Lionel, Panthro, Chitara, Wily Cat, they were helping a bunch of new Thundercats. So it was Bengali, Pumara, Linkso, and so Pumara is like the speed is as Pumara, like just like it says. She ain't got speed like Chitara, but she was the other female character on the show, which was kind of cool. She was there. Her and Chitara became kind of like really cool buddies. The weird thing was, like on the last episode, Book of Omens, I didn't really see her in it. I still today, I got to figure out why she wasn't in it. I got to get my watch on again to figure out what happened to Pumara. Even Tigra wasn't even on the last episode, which is even more weird. Like I'm over here like, what in God's name is it going on? But you know, that's one of the weirdest things right there. And then of course,
Railboard, no, you can't. I must, or it means the end of Third Earth. Faster, faster, it's almost daybreak. But why the hills of
like Bengali, who literally looked like a white tiger. That's what Bengali looked like. He looked like a white tiger. He was the opposite of Tigra. I guess him and Tiger were somehow cousins. And so Bengali, instead of having a bolo whip, he had this laser pistol thing. And the laser pistol could shoot different things. It could shoot hooks, it could shoot bolts, it could shoot it could do different things with it. But that was Bengali. He was sort of a white tiger, basically, is what he looked like. And then he was who was he voiced by? Let me see here. He was voiced by I don't know who it was voiced by. This is weird. Let's see. Thundercats characters. Okay, I guess it shows us as much as they can show us. You know what I mean? But yo, Bengali and then
in piloting the Thunderclaw, I've been picking up atmospheric readings like I've never seen before. Based on what you told me, I'd say it's some kind of psychoelectric field.
You mean someone is planting these images in my mind? Deliberately? Then I've got to fight back. But how?
Chitara, I gather my information with my ears. And because my hearing is so acute, I pick up sounds that no one else hears. So many sounds that sometimes it's impossible to sort out the information they provide. When that happens, I quit listening with my ears and listen with my heart. Listen to your heart, Chitara.
yeah, Linkso. Linkso was the old man of the team. He was sort of like the living, he was the conscience of the team because he was blind. So everything, even though he was blind, his vision was far superior to the rest of the other Thundercats. He could see through his mind. Just how Chitara had telepathy, Linkso had visual, like mental strength thing. Like he was like kind of like the Professor X of the team. He could see things. His vision was so great that he could see so great without his eyes, without being actually visual being able to see. They would hook him up to Braille board in the Tower of Omens, so that he could see the third Earth. So he would touch these Braille boards, and then Linkso would be able to see. It was so sick, man. Like how Linkso was in the show. Remember they met, and the only reason the episode they came around was when Hammerhand came around again. It was a movie. I still remember the movie. It was a 1987, I think, is when the movie came out. From what I remember, what it says on the date of the movie, 1987. There was an animated movie that came out, and the next thing you know, you got a new set of Thundercats. So, and Linkso was one of them. So that's the Thundercats, the heroes.
Ancient spirits of evil, transform this decay of
Of course, on the villain side, you've got Mamra, Mamra, Slive, Mamra and the mutants, right? And which included Slive, Monkian, Jackalman, Vultureman, you know what I'm saying? And so let's start with Mamra. Mamra is the antagonist. He's the main villain of the Thundercats. This dude was a mummy who's sleeping in the ancient pyramid, and when he wants to transform into Mamra, he got to say, ancient spirits of evil, transform this decayed form to Mamra, the ever living. And he would say it, and then Mamra would go from this tiny webbed thing wearing a robe to like, oh god, this dude is like 7 feet tall. And the only thing that can really defeat Mamra is his own reflection. This man was a unscrupulous villain. He was an unscrupulous villain. He tried everything to defeat the Thundercats. He dressed up as Mamra. No, he dressed up as this one Thundercat, this fake Thundercat. What was it called? Yes, he's dressed up as Pumra. He came into the whole Thundercats and literally almost defeated the Thundercats disguised as Pumra. I can't tell you how many times Mamra has almost gotten the Thundercats. I mean, he's almost got them a bunch of times. Like, the only thing that's ever saved them is either like, you know, because they're superheroes, they have to win, or it's just like, dude, how come you didn't plan the whole thing to the end? And then sometimes his reflection was the only thing he saved. I remember the first, second episode of Thundercats, the only reason why Lionel beat Mamra is because he showed him his own reflection. Mamra is like he gets his power from the evil spirits that live in the sarcophagus of the pyramid, and they would tell him what to do, how to go about executing the plans. Man, that's Mamra right there. He was just like evil. Like, his powers could shoot laser beams from his fingernails or from his hands. He was kind of drawn like as an Egyptian evil type of character. That's basically what he was drawn as. I mean, Mamra was just an incredible all-out character, man. He's one of the few villains that you actually want him to win, but then he was always losing all the time. So it kind of sucked. But Mamra was just, oh my god, Mamra is sick. I remember drawing the poster. I was like, I wonder if I should add the villains. But you know, when you usually draw posters, man, you're trying to only put the heroes, man. So that's Mamra right there. He is the evil incarnation of Third Earth, and he's been there for many moons. He joined forces with Tashi. He joined forces with Safari Joe. He joined forces with Demolisher. He joined forces with the mutants. I'm trying to think what other episodes he did. I mean, Mamra was always just trying to do something. Mongo, he even brought Mongo to life so he could defeat the Thundercats. Yeah, I'm trying to think what else. He created the Wolf Rat just so the Wolf Rat could get huge and defeat the Thundercats. I mean, he joined forces with Ratilla, and on this episode it's called Feline Part 1 and Part 2. And then Dimension Doom, when he trapped the Thundercats in a different dimension, and then they had to come back and get this Pharaoh King and let him know he's like, man, Mamra's done a whole bunch of mess, man. So
We had bad luck, Mumbra. Our craft can be repaired, and now we can build weapons that are even more powerful.
That is not my wish. The equipment you transported to Castle Randar, you will return it to the spaceship.
No, Mumbra. We will not.
You defy me, reptilian!
Never, Mighty One. We merely wish to be more useful to you.
next up is the mutants, right? The mutants are Slive, Monkian, Jackalman, and Vultureman. Slive's the lizard-looking dude. He's the leader of the mutants. He's always the brains of the operation. He's always the ones coming up with the ideas. Problem is that he lets all the other ones do all the work, and so sometimes when he does all that, the execution is pretty horrible. And he's always frustrated because the mutants can never defeat the Thundercats, and they've been fighting them since what, Third Earth? They still fighting them since Thundera, and they come to Third Earth and still getting their ass handed to them. You know what I mean? That's the mutants right there. They can't win for nothing. And their leader is is Slive. I remember the episode of Slaves of Council Plunder. He actually tried to fight Panthro. Man, good luck with that. That dude got his whatever. He got his ass handed to him. Panthro taxed that ass, and then he ran off into Cat's lair, and then he had to get this warp gas, and throw it at the Brute Man, so the Brute Man could do the fighting for him, man. That's Slive. He never does his own work. He's such a reptilian, unscrupulous individual. That's what he is, man. So next up is Monkian. Monkian is the Monkian of the team. He's sort of the strong guy of the team, but Monkian has less brains and a whole lot of brawn. He's not really. He's a skilled fighter, but he's sort of like clumsy about it too. He only had one episode where he stole these crystals from Mamra, and next thing you know, he grew huge, and he was going around with the Thundercats and just giving everybody a whooping. And then finally, when the crystal thing powers wore off, he was just like, oh crap. So he had to beg Slive and Vultureman and Jackoman to let him take him back, man. Monkin is really. I remember even try to fight Tiger, and Tiger whooped his butt, and then. You know, because he jumped on trees and stuff. And Tiger, the one branch that Monkey jumped on, Tiger hit that thing hard with the bowler whip. And next thing you know, Monkey fell on the floor. And then he he told Monkey, I guess it's time for you to branch out. I mean, it was just hilarious, man. But Monkey, he's like the simple guy on the team. He's just a base level person. And he's not really too much thinking to him. It's eat and fight. And that's pretty much Monkey right there, man. Next up is Jackoman. Jackoman is like the sneaky guy on the mutants. You just can't really trust him. You can't tell whether he's loyal to the mutants or he's just trying to me, myself, and I. He's always coming up with some nonsense. I remember Jackoman went off on his own and created his own team. Driller. Let me see. It was his own team. He created Driller. Let me see. It was nuts, man. I couldn't believe what I was seeing when I was watching it. Yeah, Return of the Driller. Driller. I think it's like Jackoman just like totally out of control, man. Yeah. Let me see here. I'm looking for y'all so y'all can see. Yeah, Jackoman's Rebellion. He literally did that. Jackoman is like the dude. I don't even know how all the other mutants trusted him. And then when he finally came back after he got his butt handed to him, the mutants made him do all kinds of menial housework, if you want to call it menial work, and he had to clean everything in Castle Plunder. I mean, Jackoman, if I was a mutant, I wouldn't trust him because you never know where his loyalties lie, man. He's a very untrustworthy individual. Last up but not least is Vultureman. This dude is the inventor of the thing. He's basically what Panther is to the Thundercats. That's what he is to the mutants. He's coming with the Sly Sled, the driller machines, the cutter. I mean, Vultureman is always inventing something, and his frustration is that the mutants suck at using stuff and they always break everything. So he would be so frustrated, man. Vultureman, without Vultureman, the mutants wouldn't have Cat's Lair. They wouldn't have Castle Plunder. They wouldn't have none of the stuff that they have because he was always the one building everything. So that was Vultureman. Vultureman is that dude that's the scientist on the team. He always creating stuff that's very super cool for them. Unfortunately, I can't see the rest of the stuff. You know what I mean? But Vultureman. Then of course they had more villains. Allure. I'm trying to think who else was part of one of the members of the Lunatics. That's right, the Lunatics. See, I don't want to forget the Lunatics. I can't talk about all of them. I only know one of them, Allure. But the Lunatics, man, they are, oh my God. The Lunatics are off the chain. The Lunatics, Lunatics. Yeah, it's got, I'm trying to think of all the people so I can tell you all their names. Chilla. So the Lunatics are a fearsome group of 6 very powerful, hungry, and evil alien raiders from the moons of planet Plunder. So let's see here. They include they were in like season 3 of Thundercats. I mean, they were off the chain. I'm trying to think of their names. Okay, so they include Luna, Amok, Allura, Chilla, Red Eye, Tugmug, and of course Queen Luna. I mean, there was some evil. Queen Luna was the little short person. Tugmug was the dude that had a big old thing on his arm that he could do stuff. Was basically what she rode on as to go around like a horse. Red Eye was this dude that had one eye and he could fire beams. Chilla was the freezing. She was like the Killer Frost on the team right there. Allure can make people's minds see illusions. Amok, and then Luna itself. I mean, it was just the Lunatics were off the chain, man. You know what I mean? So that's the Lunatics right there. That's where we at with the characters. I mean, there's so many characters. It's not even funny, man. Thundercats probably one of the few cartoons that the characters are so many, but they are so cool because the villains fought Thundercats fought so many villains, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the characters right there. Next up is the comics. Yeah, believe it or not, Thundercats actually had comics. Not back then, because some of the comics that I found, because I had to go do research to find it. But the comics, let me see here. So, in 1985, right, in 1985, let me say, okay, so Thundercats is a superhero comic book series based on original television series, same name, Thundercats. It was originally published by Marvel Comics through its Star Comics imprint, which is insane. I never even knew that Marvel Comics published it. In 1985, through its Star imprint, 1985 lasted 3 years and 24 issues. So in 1985, Marvel actually produced this thing. That's unbelievable. Wow, this is so sick. During this time, a new series was published by Marvel UK consisting of 129 issues and was also published for 3 years. Beginning in 2002, Thundercats titles were published by Wildstorm Productions and including 5 mini-series and several one-shots. So in 1985, Star Comics published the first issue of Thundercats, publication and bi-monthly for the first 8 issues, and then switched to monthly publication scheduled for the remainder of the series, ending in June 1988. So they went from 1985 to 1988. It's hard to believe, but a cartoon this great also had a great comic series too. I mean, I really need to go look for the comics right there. And then during the Star Comics run, Marvel UK published the first issue of their line of Thundercat comics from March 1987. Unlike Star Comics, Marvel UK issues were published weekly until issue number 84, when it became a bi-weekly production. The issue number 95 began the Star monthly production, which lasted until issue number 105. When the bi-weekly publishing schedule was resumed up to number 129, the final issue in January 1991. Well, that's off the chain, man. I mean, it's hard to believe, but Thundercats, as great as it was, it's one of the few cartoons that actually has the entire gambit in terms of the animation, comics, and all that. It literally, Thundercats is like, I'm trying to think what I can compare it to. X-Men is the only thing that's something like that. If you know anything about X-Men, sorry, I gotta put on my hoodie. It's getting chilly. If you know anything about X-Men, X-Men has got one of the greatest comic series ever. I've showed you a bunch of my X-Men comics. God, how many times have I shown y'all my X-Men comics? A bunch of times. But Thundercats, man, the comics are... I'm trying to see. Let me get this thing out, y'all, because I know I'm gonna need it. Gotta get it out when I break it down to y'all. You know what I mean? But Thundercats is one of the few cartoons that actually had a comic series. I don't remember too many cartoons from the 1980s that had comic series, except for He-Man, Turtles, of course. I think Brave Star had comics, but you know, and then through the years though, beginning in 2002, a wave of miniseries published by DC Comics. So it went from Marvel Comics making it to DC Comics. They're just mercenaries moving all over the place. DC Comics DC is a subsidiary of Warner Brothers, who acquired the rights of the franchise due to its 1989 purchase of the distributor Lunamar Pictures, who are also people that did that, like He-Man and stuff like that. The first miniseries, Reclaiming Thundera, written by Ford Gilmer, with various artists contributing, published between 2002 and 2003, formed a series of loosely things. Now, from what I've seen also too, y'all, there's a new comic series coming out in April of this year, 2024. Let me check out the title. I gotta talk about it. Y'all gotta see this. It's pretty sick. It's called Thundercats #1, third printing. It's Thundercats. It's a new issue created by artists Declan Shelby and Drew Moss, and then the old story, the usual, fleeing from Thundera. But I guess the creators are Declan Shelby, Drew Moss, and David Nakayama, and it's going to be released 4/10/2024. I mean, it's a remake. We'll see how it goes. I'm not really much for seeing how can I say this? I'm not really much for seeing Thundercats getting done again. But you know, we'll see how it goes. You know, they always doing look at these options, and they got different covers too. This new one better be good, man. Wow, they've got issues all the way up to number 3 already. That's wild. Oh, this is gonna be interesting. This cover's got Shitara on it. Huh. This is interesting. Wow, this one's got Panther on it. This is pretty sick. This one's got Tiger on it. Yeah, but this comic series coming out, y'all might really like this. And it's got different artists working on it too. Yeah, this is sick. Huh. Wily Kit, Wily Cat. They look different. Yeah, this is gonna be sick, y'all. So when the comics have never stopped. It's just that I guess they decided to reboot it. And of course the mutants are there as well. Monkey and Jackal Man. Man, this is pretty sick, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. This is gonna be Spitfire. Woo! It's gonna be good. So the comics, man, ain't never gonna stop. It's one of the few cartoons that actually has the whole gambit of everything. You know what I mean? So Thundercats comic, if you love comics, man, you got to get your Thundercats on. And the thing the ones you really want to get are the ones that were made back in the 80s, man, by Marvel Comics. Because that really lines up with the old school cartoon. They try to come back with I'm not even going to talk about it, but they tried to come out with a new cartoon, Thundercats, which I'm going to talk about the animation. It just was like, hell no. I don't even want to put my energy into it. I was so disgusted by it. I'm like, I'm not watching this crap. You know what I mean? But Thundercats, man, no matter what happened with the animation, they still couldn't go with Thundercats for me. It is too great of a show, man. So that's the comics right there, y'all. Next up are toys. Now, I didn't have any of the toys that I wanted to show y'all. But what I do have is the Thundercat sword. Yeah, and I know you're wondering, how did I make this? Yeah, I got skills like that. I made this out of wood. I couldn't afford the toy. So when I was in school, my teacher said we could make whatever we wanted out of wood. So guess what I did? I made the Thundercat sword. And guess what on this side? The Sword of Omens, the Eye of Thundera right there. Then, of course, on this side is the Thundercat symbol, right? And this thing, if you're wondering how tall this sword is, let me stand up. Yeah, that's how tall this sword is. This sword is damn near 4 feet tall. Yeah, this sword is damn near 4 feet tall. And it is heavy, y'all. So let me let y'all see the whole thing. Look at this. Let me back up. Look at this. I'm going to let y'all see the whole thing. Sword of Omens, man. This is how it's at right there, man. I mean, dude. Check. Dude. I'm so proud of myself. And toys. Thundercats. You know, the only thing that I'm missing right now is the Thunder Tank. And I made that out of wood, too. I know y'all are thinking... Y'all are wondering, you made the Thunder Tank out of wood? I sure did. I sure did. Let me see if I can pull it up. Let me see if I can find it in my, if I can find it at all in my videos. If I can, I'll show it to y'all. If I can't, then I just can't. But I remember, I think I saved it. Let me see here. Let me see if I can. Let me see. I'm trying to find that Thundercats, man. Let's see. Come on. That was one. Oh, here we go. Now, I don't know if y'all can see it, but that's the Thunder Tank right there. Look at that thing right there on top. I know y'all can see that's the Thunder Tank right there. Let me zoom in some more. You thought I was playing. Man, I made that thing out of wood. Oh my Lord have mercy. Check that out, man. I don't play. That's a Thunder Tank right there. You know, it's one of the few merchandise where it's so cool. You got the Thunder Tank. You got the Thunder Tank. You got the Sword of Omens. You got Panthero's nunchucks. Tiger's bolo whip. Shitara's sticks, bow stick. Oh my God, Cat's Lair. God, there's so many cool merchandise. It's one of the few cartoons where I literally want to go on a Thundercats shopping spree. And like I told y'all, I got no shame in this. I would love to build a house that actually looks like Cat's Lair. Literally living in it. Literally living in it. I mean, literally having the paw come up when I want to park my car in the garage. You know how sick that would be? Then have the stairs leading up to the top just like out in the cartoon. Man, I can't tell y'all how sick. The toys were off the chain, man. I mean, and then I remember growing up now that I'm able to watch it. I'm like, whoa, this cartoon's sick as hell. It was just like Gundam Wing to me. I never really got to watch Gundam Wing because I wasn't old enough to watch Gundam Wing when it was out. But now that I watch it, I'm just like, Gundam Wing is sick as hell. You know what I'm saying? That's the same way I look at Thundercats. I'm like, dude, this cartoon is fire. I'm wondering when they're ever gonna ever make a movie. You know how sick a movie would be, man? But yo, that's all the toys right there. It's one of the few. I don't know anybody who didn't want the Thundercats sword, the Sword of Omens. Everybody going around saying, Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. This is what I used to do in my when I was in college. I would take my sword, right? Look at this. Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. So I would turn the sword like this, walking around campus. I would go like this. Sword of Omens, give me sight beyond sight. Dude, this sword is so sick. I know y'all are like, dang, that thing looks like the Sword of Omens. It is the Sword of Omens, man. I don't play. That's what it is to be a crafty individual. You can make cool stuff, man. You know what I mean? So that's the Sword of Omens right there. And that's all the toys, man. That's a section of toys. Next up, last but not least, the animation. The reason why I fell in love with the whole thing in the first place, man. Thundercats. I mean, what can I tell you, man? Dude, the sickest, the coolest cartoon ever, man. 2 seasons of awesomeness. Let me make sure I log into my Hulu so I can tell y'all exactly how many seasons this thing had. Because, man, when I say it had a lot of seasons, this thing had 60 episodes. It was insane. Like, you ain't never, ever gonna see that again. 60 episodes per season? What? No. Heck no. Hell no, you never see that again. Dude, the cartoon was so good. Let me go here. I gotta check the details. Okay, so y'all, I'm gonna make sure I check this right. So, 1985, baby. Check this out. Season 1. Oh, I'm gonna check. God, that is so many episodes. Season 1, 65 episodes. From episode 1, which was Exodus, to last episode in it, Fond Memories, right? In season 1, episode 65, Fond Memories, Mama creates a museum where painting and statues come to alive to oppose the Thundercats. And then, of course, season 2. Oh my God, it was nuts. How many episodes was that? You will never see this again. Another 65 episodes. I mean, dude, 130 episodes? What? Yo, dude, you'll never see that again. That's literally 12 seasons of cartoons nowadays. Literally. It's literally 10 seasons. You'll never see that again. I mean, Thundercats was like before its time. Like I said, this animation was one of the greatest cartoons you've ever seen. And yes, I'm going to bust through the whole thing, let you see it. I got to show you all the whole thing, man. First of all, let's show you this box right here, Volume 1. Yeah, I've had this. My family got me this cartoon. That's how much I love Thundercats. Thundercats, man, the characters. Let's talk about it. Back to it again. Lionel, Tigra, Shitara, Panthro, Wily Kid, Wily Cat, Jaga, Snarf, and of course the villains, Mumra, Monkeyan, Jackalman, Slive, Vultureman, and then of course other different characters, Snowman, Mandora the Evil Chaser, I'm gonna start going through this thing, Mongor, you know what I'm saying, the Driller, the Astro, the Crystal Queen. I mean, like, for example, let me start off with Volume 1. I'm just gonna go disc by disc so y'all can see it in order. Alright? Volume 1, disc 1 and 2. You know what I mean? Check that out, man. Oh my God. This cartoon was so sick. Oh my God, it's so sick. Volume 1, disc 2 and disc 3 and 4. With Panthro and Tigra on the front, on the cover. Look at that, man. Man, this cartoon was, oh my God. Action. And it was a Japanese style animation too. That's what made it great. I can't think of any cartoon like Thundercats that has that much detail. The only thing that comes close to it is Gundam Wing. Gundam Wing is the only thing that equals it. It was created by Japanese artists. The animation was done by Japanese animators. And I'm trying to read all the, as I said before, it was created by Ted Wolfe and produced by Arthur Rankin Jr. and Jules Bass. These guys were amazing creators. Thundercats, the animation series, man, Very few cartoons had that many seasons, that many episodes. Back then, they were cranking out episodes like crazy. And the episodes were so damn sick. You know what I mean? Let me read you some of the episodes from Volume 1. Because I'm talking to the whole cartoon, I'm already talking about the Thundercats. So like Season 1, of course, Exodus, the Unholy Alliance, Burbles, The Slaves of Castle Plundar, Pumbra, Terror of Hammerhand, Trouble with Time, Tower of Traps, Mandora, The Evil Chaser, Ghost Warrior, Doomgaze, and then of some more episodes, Lord of Snows, The Spaceship Beneath the Sands, Time Castle, Fireballs of Plundar, All That Glitters, Spitting Image, Mongol, Return to Thundera, When the Thundercats Try to Go Return to Thundera, Dr. Dome Tone, Where They Go to the Under the Oceanic Floor to Save the Day, Astro Queen, Safari Joe, Snap Takes Up the Challenge, Sixth Sense, Thundercutter, Mandora and the Pirates, Return of the Driller. Dude, like it's the only cartoon that I know of that where like how you have that many episodes. It's insane. And then I'm not even done yet, y'all. This is Volume 2. So Volume 2, you got Disc 7 and Disc 8. You got Queen of Eight Legs, Spider and Spidera, Sword in the Hole, When They Get Lost in Space with Fighting the Pirates, The Evil Harp of Shanin, when the Wily Kid and Wily Cat find this harp, they release this evil genie, and he's got people doing evil stuff. The Anointment Trials were in Volume 2. The Anointment Trials is how Lionel became the leader of the Thundercats, because without the Anointment Trials, Lionel would have never been anointed the leader of the Thundercats. And then there was a coronation at the end of the whole thing. It was totally sick. Like this cartoon, they would fight like, even in terms of its technology, it was way advanced of its time. Like you can go watch Justice League today. You can watch Avengers Assemble. You can watch, I'm trying to think, Young Justice. You can watch some of the stuff from the 1990s, whether it's X-Men, Iron Man, the animated series, which I love. They still can't mess with Thundercats. Like, it's got the greatest cartoon intro I have ever seen. Like, it's so sick. And speaking of intros, I'm going to show you the intro. So this is the intro right here. You know what I mean? Look at the cartoon, the Thundercats. You know what I mean? I told y'all, the cartoon itself, man, that's just snippets of it. You know, like I was telling you, the cartoon is the greatest thing you've ever seen. I told y'all it was that great. You know, it's one of those cartoons that you're just like, I can't believe this was actually made in the 1980s. Most people can never believe that it was made in the 1980s when they see it. And I'm like, yeah, dude, this was 1980s. It's way better than anything we got today. There's nothing that can mess with it. The only thing that can mess with it is the stuff from the same time frame, same time era. And then even go into more episodes. Of course, Lionel versus Slive. That's Slive right there. You know, that's the Slive that I'm talking about right there. You know, that's the only thing that wasn't on any cover was the Lunatics. So the Thundercats would fight the Mutants, Mamra, the Lunatics, Safari Joe. I mean, all kinds of villainous individuals, man. And then, of course, this is the cover again. Chitara versus Jackal Man. You know what I mean? And I didn't like the fact that Panther wasn't in any of these covers in Volume 2. Total bull jive. I don't know, man. It seemed like some racist stuff right there, you know, because all the other characters that were on here were Caucasians, you know. We always knew that Panther was a brother, so let's not even ever forget that. You know what I mean? I ain't trying to dance around that. Everybody knew Panther was a brother. You know, of course, Tiger on the cover versus Monkeyan. I told you, whoop Monkeyan. You know what I'm saying? And Chitara just whooped Jackal Man. He's always getting his butt whooped by her. You know what I mean? And here we go with more episodes, stuff like Chitara. On Chitara's disc, it was included Lionel's Anointment Trial, Mamra Bebrel, Mechanical Plague. It was an episode where all the Thundercats equipment just falling apart. Trapped. Excalibur, when Lionel's sword went up against Excalibur the sword. Secret of the Ice King, Good and Ugly, The Transfer, Divide and Conquer, Dream Master, Out of Sight. Totally crazy, man. And then, of course, the one with Tiger on it, Disc 11, The Mountain, Superpower Potion, with Vulture Man when he drinks the superpower, and then all of a sudden he's strong as I don't know what. Trouble with the Thundercats, and they get trapped in some kind of capsule. Mamrana, she's the opposite of Mamra. She's like the actual good mummy. Mamra was the evil mummy, and she was the good mummy. The Shifter, Fond Memories. You know what I mean? Dude, like, Thundercats is one of those. Can you imagine from 1985 to 1989? 130 episodes. It's just insane. It's unheard of. You will never see that again. Production companies are not trying to spend that kind of money. They're too busy being cheap and trying to figure out what they can't spend money on so the production can be leased. It's pretty ridiculous, man. But yo, Thundercats, oh my God. The sickest cartoon like I've ever seen. Like, dude, it's ridiculous. To get to talk about it today is bringing me so much joy. It's not even funny, man. You know, the animation was dead last but not least. By the time I got to the animation, you already know what all the characters are about. I mean, to have 2 seasons of 65 episodes apiece, the only thing that got close to that was probably Darkwing Duck from Disney. You know what I mean? But Thundercats, like, there's never gonna ever be another cartoon again. And yes, I'm gonna talk about it for like 2 seconds. They tried to reboot it in 2010. I wanted to throw up watching that thing. It was 2 seasons and it made no damn sense to me. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Like, Thundercats, let me see. Yes, Thundercats remake. Let me see how many seasons it was. Yeah. I think it was it 2 or 1 season? I'm about to pull it up right now, y'all. Yeah, it was 1 season, 26 episodes. It was not very awesome. I was watching it on Hulu, and I didn't even finish it, man. I couldn't be bothered. But the original OG Thundercats, man, this right here, this is where it's at. This is where it's at. I wish they had never tried to reboot this, but I got, like I said, when they do reboots, if you're gonna reboot something, reboot it right. Don't F it up. But they fucked it up. I was so mad. I was like, I ain't watching this trash. And my family knows how I feel about Thundercats. You know what I mean? I ain't playing. I get my money. The Thunder Tank is getting made. I mean, you had episodes where Panther made a Thunder Tank. You know, Thundercats is one of those cartoons that it's top 5 in cartoons. It's top 5 in comics. It's top 5 in merchandise. It's top 5 in just the aura of pop culture. If you mention Thundercats around, people will be losing their dang mind. I don't care if you are 2 years old or 5 years old. I'm sure somehow you're gonna know about Thundercats because the lineage has traveled so through since 1985. That's damn near, shoot, what we're looking at here, almost going on 40 years? Dude, that's ridiculous, man. Ridiculous. Going on 40 years that a 24 years, and then add 10 more, 34 years, then I have 5 more. Yeah, it's damn near 40 years, 39 years Thundercats has been doing this doggone thing. What an amazing franchise. I'm still talking about Thundercats still today. I still talk about it all the time. I'm still watching the old episodes on Hulu. That's how great this cartoon was. And I hope they don't reboot this thing again because I ain't trying to throw up, man. And if you do, please don't do it like the nonsense that you created in 2010. That was just heck no. But you know, that's our show for today. Thundercats. Da-da-da, Thundercats. And then the cartoon intro. Oh my God. And then to each character had their own sound. That's another cool thing. Panther had his own sound when the Thunder Tank and him and when Panther and the Thunder came around. Lionel had his own sound. Tiger had his own sound. Shitara had his own sound. I honestly feel like Tiger had the best beat music for his fighting scenes. Dun 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 dun. Y'all gotta. Oh my God, y'all gotta.
Friends help each other. So that's it. Warp gas.
I thought the Interstellar Council ruled against warp gas.
When did the mutants ever go by the rules?
Rules are only meaningful if people agree to follow them. Otherwise, they're just words.
Oh no, Lion-O! Get back, Lion-O!
poor creatures can't help what they're doing, Lion-O. You mustn't fight them. I won't fight them, but the Lord of the Thundercats can't run.
Lion-O, pride can be a good thing, but
This thing got me reminiscent. I can't help myself. But you know what I mean? That's our show for today, man. Thundercats. But before we get up out of here, very important to talk about all our cool new stuff that we have. Starting off with the women's Batas wedge sneakers. Yeah, that's right. I'm making sneakers for women. Not just any type of sneakers, but wedge sneakers. This is what we're doing on Sound Vision. You know what I mean? Wedge sneakers for the ladies, man. So soundvision.com. They look cool as hell. Y'all can match them up with whatever y'all want to wear. Whether it's shorts, whether it's jeans, whether it's sweatpants, you gonna be styling. And we got them in different designs. Plain art or some art or plain art. It's whichever way you want to go with it, but we got it happening, man. You know what I mean? Then of course, can't forget the pants. Because I feel like I always need to showcase some of the ladies' products. You know what I mean? Check this out. Women's sweatpants. Great for general wear, great for everyday wear. Material is off the chain. You know what I mean? Jersey cloth, man. It's so damn soft. And it's easy to dry too, man. Once you wash it, you don't give it that long and it dries. And of course, you can get in different characters. Wonder Woman, Escalade, Sincere, Artillery, Kanji, Snipes, Enigma, Artillery, Wonder Woman, Captain Marvel, Storm, Vixen, you name it, we've got it available. I mean, dude, these pants are off the chain, man. You know what I mean? And they're super soft. And you can use them to work out. You can use for general wear. They got pockets too as well, just in case you're wondering. Yeah, we're not about to design you anything that ain't got no pockets. You know what I mean? It's all about convenience, man. The ladies love convenience. Convenience is the key. So, ladies, I got y'all. These pants right here. And then, you know, why you liking these sweatpants right here? You can definitely visit our website. We got leggings for you too. Quality, high-end brand leggings that will not disappoint, man. So, with multiple different characters too as well. You know what I mean? So, that's the sweatpants right there. And then, of course, you know, let me put this away. Y'all give me a second. You got the women's t-shirts. You know what I mean? You got the women's t-shirts. Right now, we're going into spring, which means we're going to start dealing with cold and start dealing with wearing awesome t-shirts. And we got them in long sleeves. We got them in round neck. We got them in short neck. But this is a Storm right here. But you can get them in any character. From Storm, Escalade, Wonder Woman, Vixen, Captain Marvel, Black Widow, Cammy, Chun-Li. Any drawing I've got on my website, man, it's definitely available on shirts, man. You know what I'm saying? And like I said before, ladies, you can get it in round neck or you can get it in V-neck, whichever one you prefer. It's slim, it's athletic style, so it fits. It's really form-fitting and it looks totally sick, man. You know what I mean? Next up, we got the men's stuff. We got long sleeve tees for the dudes. You know what I'm saying? Not only is this long sleeve tee great for general wear, but it's great for working out too. If you want to work out, but you don't want to have short sleeve, this is a perfect sleeve for you. But it comes in short sleeve too, so you can either get long sleeve or short sleeve. These are the t-shirts we're making over here at Sound Vision, man. And it's the newest, sickest material. I don't play. I love quality. So, you know, anything I'm going to put out for y'all, it's got to be on point. So, you know, visit soundvision.com and get you an awesome long sleeve tee. You know what I mean? This is what we're doing at Sound Vision. Then next up, we got if you exercising if you got the clothes for your body, you got to have the shoes for your feet, man. The Bata Sport ones. Yeah, this we're doing in Sound Vision. Yeah, I'm so proud of these shoes because I wear them. And y'all know about my foot issue. Well, I ain't got that no more. You know what I mean? Connected with Annadale and then got these sport ones. Oh my God. Designed my own sport ones, my own shoe. Yeah, these shoes are sick, man. Let me break each shoe down one by one. You know what I mean? Look at this right here. This is the left foot right here. Look at this. This is the OG sport ones first ones I ever created. Yeah, you're looking at them. They don't get worn no more, man. They're chilling. But this is what has led to all the other designs on the website. And this is why these shoes look so sick. I mean, look at that, man. Oh my God, these are Spitfire, right? Woo! You know what I mean? Now let's look at the right foot. So, look at on the right foot. This is the classic Carja of Assassins right here on this foot right here. I mean, look at this thing, man. Woo! This is heat right here. I mean, it's so sick. Look at this. You could tell this support and cushion. I'm not playing around because I can't mess around. So on the right foot, we got the classic Carja of Assassins. On the left foot, we got the version 5 on it. You know what I mean? This is what we're doing in Sound Vision, man. We're always doing big things. And of course, more cool stuff. Something I don't show y'all much, but I feel like I need to show y'all. We got towels now, man. We got towels, y'all. What y'all know about towels? We got towels, y'all. Check that out. Small towel, carjacks on this side. You know what I'm saying? Assassins on this side right here. Soft, cushy, plush towels, man. This is what we're doing over here. Great for beach stuff and great for general use too as well. You know what I mean? That's what these towels are. You can use them to dry. They're great for drying. They're great for toweling. And then they're soft on the skin. That's the most important part, being soft on the skin. Don't nobody want no hard towel scratching your face, man. If these towels, they dry you softly. That's all I got to say. I mean, imagine this. Look at this. This is a huge old towel right here. Now, this is the full size. This is not even the biggest one. Check that out. I'm gonna raise it up so y'all can see it. Look at that. And now let me flip it. You got the version 1 on this side, Carjack for Assassins, right? And then you got the version 5 on this side right here. Man, look at that. This is sick, man. This is what we're doing in Sound Vision. We got towels, y'all. Towels. We got towels, man. I'm so proud of myself. Towels on soundvision.com. So y'all go get yours today on Sound Vision and live your good life. And then, of course, like I've been stating before, I'm always going to talk about it now because I feel really comfortable talking about it. Getting a journal. As I stated before, I've been in therapy. I'm still in therapy. And it has made a big difference in my life, from the choices you make to people trying to get you angry and not being able to get you angry. And you writing your day out about what happened to you, maintaining a positive light, right? And there's a journal really is a recount of everything that you do every single day. And it's good to recount everything you think every day because you deserve to recount yourself and you deserve to know your own history. And it helps you to see consistency in how you're living too as well. So, I write down all my stuff, and what's wrong with journalizing everything that you do, man? That's what I'm doing, right? And these journals are sick as hell. On this one, in the front, Carjack for Assassins Classic version 1. But on the back, Carjack for Assassins version 5. Then I got them in different characters too, from Cajun, Escalade, Glock, Rasputin, Batman, Iron Man, Blade, Black Panther, Wonder Woman, Voltron, Turtles, you name it, I'm going to have it on the website. I actually got a bunch of designs right now on the website, right? And it's hardcover too. So y'all can know what's up. See? It's hardcover. It's hardcover. So you know it ain't bull jive. It ain't going to be bending. It ain't going to be breaking. So yo, get your journal today on soundvision.com, man. So yo, that's our show for today. But before I get up out of here, I got to talk about the Carjack for Assassins, you know what I'm saying, bio book. Because guess why? It's going to lead to the first official Carjack for Assassins comic book that's coming out, man. I am so proud of this comic book. It is sick. I'm going through correction phases right now, and I'm reading it, I'm checking it out, and I'm seeing less and less mistakes. And once it's done, I'm going to get it, the paper documentation stuff like copywriting, all that good stuff that you got to do. And once that's done, that thing coming out, man, it's a game changer, y'all. It's going to change my life. It's already changed my life because it's led to me creating the new animation intro for the cartoons. And it's going to change a lot of people's lives that are my fans of my art. And all the people in the world that don't know my name, they're about to know my name. Believe that, you know what I mean? But before you get it, you got to get this bio book, because this bio book is going to tell you all about the Carjack for Assassin characters in the Carjack for Assassin universe, from our heroes to the villains. So the heroes, the Carjacks, Cajun, Escalade, Glocks, Rasputin, Sincere, Diesel, Shepard, and of course Sphinx, can't forget that. To the villains, those ruthless villains, the assassins led by Lord Sun Tzu, Artillery, Kanji, Revo, Excursion, Snipes, Yukon, the Coyotes, you know what I mean? The assassins, man, you know what I mean? They ain't playing. So, get your bio book today on soundfish.com so that when the first official Carjack for Assassins comic book comes out, you know what is going on. You got to know what's going on, man. Carjack for Assassins, the greatest animation series that's ever been created. I am so proud of this. I'm doing what Thundercats is doing an animation and then doing a comic book, doing the whole gambit, man, because I believe my characters are the entire gambit. So get yours today, a copy today on soundvision.com so that when the first official Carjack for Assassins comic book comes out, you will be ready. You know what I'm saying? So that's our book for today. So that's our show for today, man. So I want to thank you for listening, man. It's an amazing episode talking about the Thundercats. I've been waiting to talk about it. It's a sick old episode. I'm loving these podcast episodes, man. The more I do it, the more I love it too much. Love it entirely too much. You know what I mean? So, yo, Thundercats, man, I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast, like I said before, talking about Thundercats today was a real, I don't want to call it deja vu, but a real memory lane type of thing, man. I'm like, realizing how sick this cartoon is. And then still being able to watch it on Hulu. The same old episodes, man, from when I was growing up as a kid. It's just sick as I don't know what, man. You know what I mean? But I want to thank y'all for listening. This podcast is produced, written, and directed by yours truly, Adewale Booker Jr. Please check out our website for all the cool stuff. From sweatpants to towels, you know what I'm saying? Bio books. It's never ending. Journals, you know what I mean? Batas footwear, you know what I mean? This is what we're doing over here at Sound Vision. You know what I mean? we got different cool stuff, man. Beanies, hoodies, t-shirts, the Sound Vision Podcast t-shirt. Look how sick this is. This is available on the website now. We got it in beanies. We're going to have it in tank tops. I might even mess around and make a shoe. You know what I mean? I can do that. You know what I mean? So that's Sound Vision. You know what I mean? This is everything we do on soundvision.com. You got to check it out because it's the sickest website there is. You know, being on social media has helped it to grow exponentially, man. You know, and this is why the podcast is doing well. You know what I mean? And then onto the podcast, right? Please subscribe to our podcast on our YouTube channel. Nobody really wants to listen to a podcast anymore. They want to see it. If you are going to watch any podcast, you want to see it. You don't want to just hear it. You want to see it. Not just the voice is not good enough anymore. And so please subscribe to our podcast on our YouTube channel. But you can also get sneak peeks of it on our Facebook page, TikTok, Instagram, and X. You know what I mean? I'm most put on those platforms, but the main platform is YouTube because that's where everybody's watching everything, and that's where all the episodes are. Full episodes are on SoundVision.com at SoundVision. So when you subscribe to me on YouTube, once new episodes pop up, you're gonna get notifications saying what's up. You know what I mean? So hey, I'm continuing to grow with the clients, growing with the subscribers, just like how Stephen A. Smith says. Y'all keep coming, I'm gonna keep coming. I've seen the growth exponentially. I'm so proud. I'm so grateful that y'all keep subscribing to my Sound Vision channel. Keep subscribing, tell your friends about it because you know it's only gonna get bigger, greater, and greater and greater. That's what we're doing on Sound Vision, man. So please, and also too, check out our social media platforms at YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, X, and Instagram. Look, man, I keep saying this, and I'm gonna keep saying it. On every episode I've said it, I'm gonna keep saying it since when I started. If you don't use social media, you just decided you don't want to win. It's a part of the game. All you need to do is use it for what you need it for instead of all the extra bull jive that's on there. I don't care about what else is on there. I'm only on there to post my videos, and I'm on there as long as it takes for my videos to post. And even when I'm on there, I'm only clicking on things that are positive, that are inspirational, that are visually gonna help me be a better creator. You know what I'm saying? So social media is not your enemy. It's what you use it for and how you're using it that becomes the problem. I'm not on there trying to troll nobody. All I care about is posting my videos, posting my website, and letting people know where they can get my cool art stuff, which is what's going on. So, you know, we're doing amazing things, man. You got to use social media. If you're not using it as an artist, you are failing yourself. And please, don't forget to review us, rate us, give us a 5-star, don't be a hater. And as always, y'all, continue to aspire and achieve. You know what I'm saying? I want to show y'all something before I get up out of here. I ain't trying to forget this. You know, maybe I'll just use the, which y'all want to see. Nah, let's go with the sword, man. You know, continue to aspire and achieve. Have a great week. Stay safe, y'all. Peace.